let's do this. You probably, hold on. You probably don't want the water bottle, right? Okay, but I get parched. Hey everyone, Mike Bettis here. So I opened it up to you to ask me questions. What you want to know about Mike Bettis? Well, let's find out. All right, dog or cat person? Not that I'm opposed to cats whatsoever. I just have never had one. I've always been a dog guy. And my current dog, Winnie, golden retriever chow mix, 70-pound lap dog. She's heavy. Where were you born and where did you spend most of your childhood? So I was born in Akron, Ohio. Grew up in a little town outside of Akron called Talmadge, and spent my first 13 years there. And then my family moved to Lexington, Ohio, home of the Lexington Minutemen. And we lived there until I was in high school or left for my first year of college. And then my family moved to Michigan after that. But I actually stayed in Ohio. I actually became pretty independent at 19 years old and remained in Ohio up until my late 20s. And then I got a new job in Asheville, North Carolina, and then a couple years later, I ended up at the Weather Channel and have been in Atlanta, Georgia ever since. What college did you go to? I have 2 letters for you. Are you ready? OH. And then, of course, the obligatory IO. I went to Ohio State University, or as the cool kids say, the Ohio State University. So I'm a Buckeye through and through. I grew up in Ohio and was a big football fan. Now, you really can't not be a football fan when you grew up in Ohio. It's just kind of in you. And so I ended up going to Ohio State. So I am an Ohio Stater, and my co-host, Alex Wilson, she's a Penn Stater. And so we make a bet, some sort of crazy bet, every single fall when our teams play each other. And I have to say, I've gotten the better of her many of those years. I think I've only had to pay up on the bet maybe once. I think that was it. So I feel good about that. Go Bucks. What is your take on Aliens? The movie or like outer space being things? The movie, killer. Aliens? Oh, that's a good question. I was just having this very philosophical discussion with my 9-year-old as to whether or not there were actually beings out there. And are they smarter than us? Do they look like us? Do they have like just one eye and a big cone head? I don't know. My gut feeling is there is some other life form out there. We just haven't been able to connect yet. Oh, what is my favorite 80s hair band? Oh, there are some good ones too. I would probably say that my favorite 80s hair band, just because their music was good, was Bon Jovi. They had some big hair. Like John Bon Jovi now doesn't look anything like he did when he was in his 20s, right? Richie Sambora, and they had the big hair, right? But their music was just good, right? But if I had to say if there's an iconic 80s hair band, to me, instantaneously, Twisted Sister comes to mind. What is your favorite TV show? Oh, gosh, I don't know if I have a favorite TV show. Probably in more recent times, one of my favorite shows is Only Murders in the Building. I think that is a great cast, and those shows are so stinking funny. If I'd have to go back, back to some of my favorite shows of all time, I used to love the show Lost, about the plane crash. That was just groundbreaking television, in my opinion. And from my childhood, some of my favorite shows were The Cosby Show and The Wonder Years. All right, what is your best Halloween costume? This is an excellent question because I love Halloween. It is one of my favorites. Me and my family, we host a Halloween party every year. We usually do a themed costume. And if I had to pick a favorite, I don't know exactly. the whole family went as the movie Twister one year. I was the flying cow, my wife was Dorothy, my kid was Twister. That was probably one of my favorite family themes that we've ever done. Have you added any new socks to your collection lately? All right, so if you know anything about me, like socks are my jam. I literally have, I don't know, 50 pairs of crazy dress socks that I wear to work. I have everything from holidays to video games to pop culture, and it seems like I'm adding to my collection all the time. Usually someone is gifting me a pair of socks, which I definitely appreciate. I think the newest pair that I have that I really dig is a pair of sloth socks. Those are pretty fun, but I have all kinds of weather socks, sports socks, you name it, I literally have it. And at the same time, socks that I haven't worn in a while, I know it's one of the biggest needs, and so a lot of times, if there's a pair of socks that I haven't worn in a while, I'll put them in a pile, and once I get to about 10 or 12 pairs of socks, I end up donating. What is the most memorable gift you received as a child? I would probably say it was a soccer ball. It was a Christmas when I was like 9 or 10 years old, and I'd found out not long before that my father was a soccer player. And that struck me as odd because my dad is very tall. He is like 6'6", and I thought that he would have been great at basketball. He actually never played basketball, and he told me that he played soccer. And I was like, I actually have never really been interested in soccer. Maybe I'd like to play soccer because my dad played soccer. And so I ended up getting a soccer ball for Christmas that year, and my love of soccer began then, and it's never ended. Are you an outdoorsy person? If so, what activities do you enjoy the most? 100% outdoorsy person. Where do I begin and where do I end? So I love racing in triathlons. I used to do it when I was younger, then I kind of took a break, and now I'm older now and I've decided I'm gonna do it again for whatever reason. So I'm usually outside swimming, biking, running. I love to kayak. Like I'll kayak by myself, solo. It's like peaceful for the mind. I have done whitewater rafting before. I've been on the New River Gorge in West Virginia, class 5s. That has probably been one of the most thrilling things I've ever done in the water before. I've been kayaking on the Yellowstone River in Yellowstone National Park. Beautiful. The ospreys, it's just peaceful. Those are, just being on the water, especially being out on the rivers, it's just a fun place for me, putting the kayaks. I don't necessarily like solo whitewater, but I definitely like the tranquility when you're by yourself out there in nature. All right, that's a wrap, everyone. Thank you so much. I hope we can do this again. That was a ton of fun. Until next time, peace.